Welcome back, everybody, to the Shambam podcast. How's your day going? How's your Monday morning? For some of you tuning in, good morning, good evening, and good night. You know, I don't really know how to address the people who tune in at whatever times. Let's just see somewhere that if you address, if you're doing a live performance and then you address people offline, the live people will tune off. But if you do the opposite inverse effect happens. So I don't know if I say good morning, all the people tuning in the evenings will be like, oh, guess I'm not a thing. And then they'll tune off. Now I'm just overthinking it, overanalyzing. Got some coffee with me right now. It's Sunday night. I usually record the podcast episodes on Sundays. This time around, it's a little late on the Sunday because we were kind of busy all day. But I want to get an episode out. I'm very notorious for doing this. So I announced that I was going to be uploading an episode last Wednesday because I missed that last Monday's podcast upload. I actually had recorded the episode, but it just didn't turn out. So then I didn't upload it, and then I was going to record another one. And I don't know, what happened, but it just kind of left my mind completely. I've been trying to juggle a lot of things. That's no excuse. But I'm just trying to analyze exactly what happened because it completely left me. And it was on my journal as well, so I'm not too sure exactly what happened there and why it just left. I said I was going to do it Wednesday. Come Tuesday, I didn't record it. Then Wednesday never happened. So my bad, my apologies. That is almost actually to be expected for me at this point. That's definitely not the first time I've done something like that, so apologize for that. Definitely want to get out an episode this time. I got a couple topics to talk about today. Nothing in particular. No actual topic. There's really no current events going on right now that are noteworthy that I really wanted to talk about. More of just kind of my own kind of topics that I've accumulated throughout the weeks. So first and foremost, I want to say that I am no longer an Apple user. I am a member of the Android family. So I picked up this Samsung Galaxy A52 today, actually. I enjoy it. I'm still getting used to it. It's definitely different. Courtney has a Galaxy, so I mean, I have had experience running through these what is it called? This software. I also have a tablet, the Tab A, so that one is the same Android format. So I mean, I had some experience with it, so I'm not completely lost, but it's still, I have never really ran it full time. Whenever I use the iPad, it's never for an extended period of, not the iPad. Whenever I use the Samsung tablet, I never use it for an extended period of time. So it's going to definitely take a lot of getting used to this guy. The reason I actually ended up getting that, I'm not a big proponent of buying the latest and greatest in tech, or really in anything for that matter. I generally like to just find whatever's the best bang for my buck, essentially. And especially when it comes to smartphones, anything that a company or companies are pumping out at such a frequency that is like every year a new phone. But even now, I don't know. I don't tune in. I don't know exactly how often Apple, releases a phone per year, but I'm pretty sure it's more than one. So that just kind of raises flags. The same is to say about the GPU market. So that's why I always just find the best bang for my buck, and I go with that because I don't like feeling like I'm really wasting my money. I used to actually go want the latest and greatest before I could even afford it. But now that I can kind of afford getting the latest and greatest, that's the key word. I still don't want to do it because I rather have the best value. So this is the A series of the Samsung phones, which is the mid-range phone, and it's the latest of the mid-range. Okay, I'll say that. Definitely not as expensive as the flagships, but quite a buy. So anyway, I was explaining why I did end up getting it, right? So I didn't get it because I wanted to get a new phone, just to have something updated. It's because my poor iPhone 8 ended up taking a poopsie. As you can see, it's seen some damage for sure. Not waterproof anymore. So it took a spill when I was riding my bike a couple years back. And then I've had it in the case just because I didn't want all of that exposed to the elements. Also didn't want to cut myself on any of that cracked glass. So it's been chilling in the case. It's worked fine throughout. Didn't have any problems with it. But the other night, okay, I was working in the wee hours of the night, in the morning, actually, probably like 2 a.m. And I had trouble sleep. I've been I always have trouble sleeping. That's nothing new. So I've been taking like melatonin, every night to go to sleep, go to bed. I had a mug with me of water from whatever I was doing. I was kind of keeping myself hydrated with that. And I was like, oh, the melatonin's on the nightstand. I'll just take this mug of water with me, right? And then just take the melatonin that way. I don't ever really keep open containers of water like that on my nightstand. Uh, just because I try to play it safe. This time I did because I was lazy. So I wanted just to go to bed. I just wanted to go to bed because I had to work the next day, and I wanted to just get ready for bed and go to sleep. So I got ready. I took my melatonin, had the cup, the mug still had some water in it, and I went to bed. Then I wake up the next morning and the mug is on the floor, and also just random shit is wet at this point. So like my face had like some droplets of water. It was like, so I know what happened was at some point in the night I just threw my arm, and then I knocked it, I smacked it or something, and it caused the water to fall and fall and stuff. It's because the mug was on the floor, not on the nightstand anymore. But like I must have hit it hard, or maybe like hit it to where it bounced off the wall and it caused a splash, and then water just kind of, because it was just odd wherever I was finding water. But it was all over the nightstand. So my wallet was on the nightstand, so that got soaked. My phone was on the nightstand, and that got wet. But I didn't think much of it because I was like, these guys are waterproof. I have a case on it, and if it did infiltrate, it probably didn't do that much. But it definitely did damage. So that day, the display and everything was working just fine. Or so I thought. I got ready, got to work, and then I was gonna scroll through something, and it wasn't detecting my thumb all the way across the screen, right? So I was dragging or doing something, and it was like glitching out as I was dragging it, and then I was like, what the heck is going on? So then I look closer, and right alongside the edge here, I could see, when water infiltrates your display and you can actually see like that line of where that contrast happens. Then I noticed that, and then I was like, oh no. And almost immediately after noticing that, well, first I tried to turn it off and I couldn't because, with at least the iPhone 8, I don't know about the newer ones, you have to hold this button press and then you have to slide to power off. It wasn't detecting my finger all the way through the screen, so it didn't let me power it off. And then almost immediately after, the display just went goodbye. It said good night, good evening, I'm out. So yeah, so then it shut off. I thought my phone probably shut off, but no, my phone was still on. It was still operational, not operational, but it was still working. Just the display was off and it couldn't detect my finger in about 70% of the display. So of the screen. So I couldn't turn it off and I couldn't do anything with it except for I could take calls or make calls using Siri voice command. And I could read text messages with Siri. But it was also hooked up to my Garmin watch, which would also display text messages, so that's another way I was able to see that. But yeah, anyway, so it took a dive, right? So what do I do first? First, I'm thinking, all right, display is broken, so let's go ahead and get a screen for this guy and switch that out, a new screen and display, right? Order my parts, decided to replace the back as well, since this is just a liability, right? This is, I'm sure, where the majority of the water entered through. So I was like, all right, let's switch it all out. I ordered both. Then I realized that I hadn't ordered the right front display. Quickly switched that. But then I was like, you know what? I haven't ordered the front display, and it's not going to come in a couple days. Let me save it for when I get home, because this was when I was in break at work. Let me wait till I get home, because I have Honey installed on my browser, right? So that way I can probably save money using Honey. Not sponsored, but a good tool nonetheless. So I waited, I got home, forgot to finalize the transaction. I guess in my head, just going through the motions at work was enough for my head to put 2 and 2 together, I guess, and think that I ordered the thing. So I forgot to order it. Courtney the next morning told me, hey, you never ordered your screen. And I was like, no, yeah, I did. She's like, no, you didn't. And I checked, I didn't. And now the shipping day, or the arrival day, wasn't until after Christmas. So I was like, heck no, I'm not going to have a phone until after Christmas. I really need a phone before then, you know, for people to contact me, for me to run all the socials for the podcast, Twitch, YouTube, and all that. So I was like, I really need a phone prior to. So then I was like, you know what? Let's go see if I have a warranty. It's been about 3 or 4 years of me having this phone. Really doubted I had a warranty, but you know, it doesn't hurt to check to see if they can do a swap or something. Went over to the Apple store. It took too long for them to tell. By the way, Apple stores suck. I'm just going to say it. Everyone knows this, but they just suck. I went in, I said, hey, don't know if I have a warranty. They said I need to do it online and use my PIN or my VIN number for the phone. And then I said, I can't because it's broke. They're like, well, if you have another Apple device. I was like, yeah, I have a Mac. They're like, use that and then go on the site. And I'm like, all right. And this is just, I just wanted to know if I have a warranty, right? I just want to know this. So then we were like, okay. And then Courtney was like, you know what? No, let's just wait in line. We're already in line. Let's check in. And then we're going to chill at the mall anyway, do some Christmas shopping or something. And then, you know, we'll get seen or whatever. And then they told us, all right, it's going to take 3 hours. And we're like, freaking fine. All right. So whatever, 3 hours, we'll just chill around, wait till then. And apparently we have a terrible signal, Courtney does, in the mall. So we were like 3 hours. They told us you're not going to receive a text message prior to 3 hours. Okay. So we were like, got it. Freaking hour and a half passes by or something. And then we're like, all right, you know what? Let's just go. We're going to go somewhere else. So we left the mall. Courtney sees that she got a message from Apple saying that they were ready for us to check in, but that we hadn't checked in. So they moved on to another customer. And we were like, what the heck? It hasn't even been 2 hours. And they said we weren't expected to see anything from before the 3 hours. So we went in and we were like, hey, we just got this, but we were in the mall, so we don't have signal, so we didn't get it. But we thought you guys said it was 3 hours. Like, oh yeah, sorry. Well, your appointment was still canceled, and we're like, well, this is great, and we had to make a shot. It was, and then Courtney was like, you know what? No, we just want to know. It's a simple question: if we have a warranty on this phone. And then they were like, yeah, we can check that real quick with just your SIM card. So then they just popped the SIM card out, got the information they needed, checked, we don't have the warranty. It was that fast. And I was like, dude, why couldn't that dude tell me in the beginning when I just said I wanted to check my warranty? Why did he have to direct me to a website? Then and then said, then use your Mac, figure that out there. I'm like, dog, you can just check it right now. Like, I don't know, man. And then, yeah, so it was a mess. Figured out we don't have a warranty. So I was like, all right. They said if you want to still do the swap without the warranty, it's going to be like about $350, $360. Even it was in the high 300, so it might have even been like 400 probably at the end of it, right, with tax and all that. So I was like, nah, screw that. For an iPhone 8, I've been trying to get out of iPhone anyway, Apple in general. So I was like, yeah, let's not do that. I might as well just get a new phone, or a better phone that I know I can find for about that price range, if not, you know, maybe a little more expensive. But that's current, you know, maybe has better hardware and firmware and stuff. So I opted to not go with that after a lot of research, I ended up deciding on getting this bad boy. So it's much bigger. I'm not a really big fan of bigger phones, but I mean, honestly, I'm not it was pretty cheap too. It was like I forgot what the price was, but I know I didn't want to get a flagship phone that was going to cost me like $1,200. I wanted something sub 500 or sub 600 or something like that, you know. Um so yeah, it was in that price range, and yeah, I really enjoy it. So got that, got to figure out the UI on all that, got to log into everything. That's been a pain, going back, getting all the apps, logging into stuff, remembering my password. Yeah, but funny story about my iPhone though, right? I mentioned it still worked, and I never got to turn it off, right? So it was still on. It just barely died today, and this happened 3 days ago, I think. What's today's? No, this happened Friday morning. So it's been, I guess, about collectively 3 days. Friday morning it happened. So then I have it for Friday, Saturday, and then today, Sunday. Um, yeah, 3 days collectively without a phone, and it was on for 3 days. So if you're curious, an iPhone 8 on full charge with zero display power will stay on for 3 days. The alarms, all right, they were going off, and I couldn't turn them off because the off button or spot on the screen was down here and it couldn't detect it. So I had to snooze it basically every time it went off, and then every 5 minutes it would go off again. It was kind of comedic actually. If you left it long enough, it would stop for a long time, but then eventually it would come back. It finally died today, so we didn't need to worry about that. I'm gonna still try to see if I can fix it anyway, because I just want to, see if I can, and then for the future, I really don't like buying. If I can fix it, that's what I was trying to do. If I could fix that guy, I was gonna do it, but I wasn't gonna wait that long. I couldn't wait that long because we're gonna go on a trip and all that. We got to go up to Idaho to visit my family. So I didn't want to not have a phone for that entire time. So um anyway, that's the story about that. So homie's got a new phone, switched to a different company, and yeah, it's great. We'll see how Samsung treats me. I'm just kind of trying to hop through and see which one's the best. I really like finding those hidden gems, and anything for that matter. So Samsung is still a big name company, big brand. So I'm trying to see if I can maybe later, next time I need to get a new phone. When I say that, I mean whenever this one's out of commission. That's whenever I get a new phone. It's never because I want a new phone. It's because the one I'm currently using is no longer with us. So um yeah, so we'll see if there's a couple brands that I was looking at, but I don't want to risk it too much right now. Um, just wanted to get a decent phone. It's pretty cool, honestly. Actually, this one is all right. So if you're looking for a budget phone that's not flagship, the A52. I mean, it's been day one, so don't take even me. Like I'm thinking about this. I just got it, so I have that probably that euphoria of a brand new phone, new device, new is cool, new is awesome. So it's probably not. I don't know. I don't know yet, right? So far I've been content with it. So that's all I can say right now. But yeah. Anyway, that's just a little adventure I've had in the past couple days actually. So another thing I want to talk about too is I've been playing music pretty often as of late. I've been like on and off on that thing. Oh, Bubba decided he wants to be a thing, dude. He just does not mess around. Look at him. Hi, bub. Just you just run the show. You just run the house now. Huh? Wanna run the house, huh? This is our infamous doggo, the pod pup, if you will. He has allergies all the time. He is itchy. He's allergic to everything. He's allergic to the world, but he's happy nonetheless. And he is in. Sorry, I thought I heard stuff. He is in constant need of attention. That's why he decided to kick open the door like a SWAT team member and demand it. He's cute. Here, if I stop, he's going to want more. He's gonna put his. Well, maybe not. Maybe he was satisfied with that. All the time, man. This poor kid. Man, I gotta tell him all the time. Here, I actually gotta take him out because might be big of a liability in here, or maybe not. What is he doing? I don't know. Anyway, so what was I saying? Actually, I do need to close the door because. Okay, sorry. A little sloppy there, but yeah, music is something, I've always in terms of playing it, like guitar, I mean, playing guitar, learning songs on guitar and singing, performing, if you will. I forgot how the satisfaction of actually learning songs and playing them successfully and also performing them for people. I've actually been performing on VR chat of all places. I feel like it's a really good place for musical performances. I really do, because of how close it is to like actual live, because it's like it's obviously not a real live performance, right? Because you got that barrier of the internet in between, so it's much better. I've never actually done a live performance like at a club or anything like that before. I do plan on maybe doing something like that in the future, just to get the experience, if anything. But let me just say that social anxiety and stage fright are very much still prevalent in VR chat, regardless of the anonymity that you might have. Because, you go to VR chat, you use an avatar that's not even you, and then you use a name that's not your own. So you are completely anonymous, right? So, you would think that maybe you wouldn't have any anxiety or anything like that, or stage fright, because nobody knows who you are. They can't figure out who you are if you keep it that way, and everything should be dandy. But no, it's still there, at least for some of us. But I mean, it was still really. It's a very it's a fun experience, and I think it's good for if anything, trying to overcome that stage fright. Um, it's probably 10 times worse to do it in front of a live crowd. I don't know. It might be better. I'm not sure. Something about doing a a performance like that, because like I would much rather talk to somebody in person than make a phone call. I really don't like making phone calls, and it's because I don't like that I don't receive any feedback, right? I can't see the person. I can only hear their voice. So I just don't like phone calls. And also I know that there's like a slight delay. So yeah, I just don't like phone calls. I'd rather talk to somebody in person or text. Um, and I think the same might apply for me in terms of VR chat, because you do kind of have some visual feedback, right? Because they can still move around in the screen. And especially if they're actually using a VR and not just mouse and keyboard, then they actually have like their own motions going on in play. But it's still like there's still that layer of still that buffer between, right? So I don't know, maybe I might do better live performing, but also maybe not. So yeah, but I think it's a good tool. I think it's a good tool for live performances. VR chat is definitely like crazy though. It's VR chat. Come on, it's the internet. It's another social media tool, right? So it's gonna have the crazy. So I can't really live stream that on Twitch. No shot. I don't want to get banned. It's too volatile. It's too risky. I am planning on doing YouTube videos though, just performing for people, and then seeing how that goes. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool because you actually get genuine reactions, I feel, through VR chat. I did do this actually prior, either early in this year or like really early. I mean, like January, February, or even probably before in 2020. Um, doing this similar stuff. I think it was last year actually. Performing music and stuff, and I've probably done stuff like this kind of performances. These performances probably commutatively about 6 or 7 times, maybe more. And every single time I've gotten like this, like genuine reactions. You know, you can tell when they're like kind of genuine reactions, and they like because a lot of people in VR chat they'll have this act, right? They'll be playing this act. They'll be like stupid or goofy or just plain just crazy, right? Because it's what it is. But as soon as I like start performing, or anybody else for that matter, and they actually end up enjoying it, they kind of drop the act. It kind of like throws off their guard. Kind of like when I would go to like haunted houses, right? My main defensive mechanism on a haunted house is to just make everything a joke. So I have to find the humor in anything in there for me not to get scared. So that's my go-to. So whenever I'm in there, I'm always, if there's an actor that comes out to tries to scare me, I will just comment something super stupid or silly about like whatever they said or how they're dressed, right? In terms of like whatever makeup they have on, or if they have like a severed foot, I'll comment like, that's non-hygienic. I don't know, something stupid that makes zero sense. And sometimes I do actually make those people break. So I feel like, I don't know, that's probably a stupid comparison, but it's a comparison that I made nonetheless in my head, so I'm delivering it right now. So I feel like I make people on VR chat break character if they're playing a character like that, if they actually do end up enjoying the show. Of course, you are going to get your guys who just want to wreak havoc, and nothing will ever stop them, like a hurricane. So, but it's been fun. It's been fun. I always thought it was weird in the beginning. I thought it was like, this is kind of weird. I probably shouldn't do this. And then I kind of started digging into like the reasons why more. I'm like, why is it weird, right? Why am I thinking it's weird? Why am I thinking this is stupid and I probably shouldn't be doing it? And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, nah, I'm just overthinking it. If you enjoy it, if it's cool, it's cool. If it's not, it's not. And I don't think there's any negatives coming from it so far, at least. So it's been fun. It's been a good way to practice and kind of even stay motivated to keep learning music. Um, because if you have that feedback from other people, right, it just makes it more enjoyable. Because music is meant to be shared, right? You're not supposed to keep that all to yourself. It's meant to be shared. So I've learned like 3 or 4 songs now. Want to learn some more. That way I can do more live performances and YouTube videos for performing for people and VR chat. People do it also, because I've seen, I mainly obviously got this inspiration from watching other YouTubers do the same kind of thing. I've kind of yoinked that, but just doing it myself, my own flair. It's easy to yoink that and give your own flair, if you will, because your own flair is just basically it's you playing it. Your vocals are your own and it's unique because you're singing it. So in that instance, it's easy to follow that format, right? Of if you're yoinking something, spin it into something that's more unique to you yourself. So it's easy that way. So I've seen other YouTubers do it, and that's where I got like the inspiration to actually do it myself. And I've seen them go like on Omegle and stuff, but I don't think I have the balls to do that because I don't want to see a lot of balls, quite frankly, on my screen. I don't think I have that level of commitment. Who knows? I might end up just being like, you know what? I need a new crowd. I like Omegle and stuff too because you can actually visually see who's you're performing to. There's actually somebody that you can visually see. What I like about VR chat though is that you can actually get a crowd, kind of more like a live performance, right? There's multiple people involved. On Omegle, a lot of the times it might just be 1 or 2 people. Sometimes there's groups on there that get on, but not very, very often. But I'm gonna take a quick break. Okay, I'm back. Where were we? We were talking about, I think I was in the middle of talking about VR and performing there. Milo's back. We're just gonna let him be. Honestly, we're just gonna let him chill out with us. So um yeah, so I've been doing that, inspired by other YouTubers and content creators doing the same thing, and I'm really liking the interaction. It's a really cool kind of connection that I make with people in the audience, friends that I'm making. Yeah, it's a really fun time. One thing I just said, friends, man. Like we have all these IRL friends. I'm actually pretty hermit like in my real life. So like I have had a lot of friends, and like I there's a lot of people that I would call my friend, but I just never talk to them. And that's partly probably because I'm really bad at social media. I am just really bad and just talking to people. I don't know why. Um it's especially when you drift so far apart in terms of feeling like you have gone so long, life just keeps going. You're going with your own life, doing your own thing, and then the longer time goes on, the more you feel like you drift from other people. There's less that you have in common. So I feel like starting conversations is really difficult. And trying to be like, kind of, I don't know. So it's just difficult. You don't want to be like awkward, and you don't want to not have their interest or feel like you're wasting their time and things like that. That might be more for agreeable people than anybody else, but it's a thing nonetheless. So I feel like that might be one of the biggest reasons why people have such a difficult time engaging in conversation. Sometimes I got together, actually saw a couple of my friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and we were having this conversation briefly, like, crazy how we haven't seen each other. It's been almost been 7 years for some of us there, since we had seen each other. Um, Maybe a couple of my friends actually have, seen where I'm at, mainly because of the podcast and everything that I've been trying to do. So, but yeah, as far as seeing everybody else, it's been so long, and it's so easy. It's literally just we all live in the area still, right? Got a lot of friends that still live in the area. Can hang out. It's super easy. It's just like, yo, it's a text message, or it's a Instagram DM or something. Be like, yo, what's up? Been a while. Hey, you want to hang out? Let's go get a couple drinks or something. It's so easy to do, but I feel like a lot of people are in that boat, or we just don't, So I gotta try to be maybe work on that part, of my life, and try to get in contact with a lot of friends that I've connected with. I've hung out with friends before too, but it's mainly been on their initiative. They contact me and they're like, "Hey, what's up? Been a while. Hey, we're gonna go grab some tacos. You wanna show up too?" Like, yeah, man, for sure. And I'm excited when that happens too. It's like it's cool. We're gonna hang out after so long. Um, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, how did I even get there? But doing live performance has been great. It's restored my motivation also to play some more guitar. I always see all the music or guitar mainly equipment that I have so many guitars. You can see them just chilling in the back. Got this guy. Oh yeah, you can see him right there. My main one. This is the most recent guitar I've bought. It's an actual Strat, not a Squire Strat, that I love, and I've just been wanting to play more. I've got more pedals on the way too, and I feel like going and doing like performances live can really help me on that. And also my music production, because I feel like I'm really slow at producing music, mainly because I don't really have a lot of theory in anything, or even just kind of just practice in instruments really that much. So obviously never I really don't have a lot of experience on piano. I literally just play some keys and see which ones go together. Um but guitar I am more fluent at. So I've been try to incorporate guitar more. Plus analog sounds a little better. It makes the track more lively and sound more natural. So feel like that's a really big plus on actually using live instruments like a guitar and not just MIDI. So I've been trying to incorporate that more. And I feel like doing live performances, learning more songs will equal me learning more chords. I've already learned a couple new chords that I didn't know existed, and then finding a use for those in other music to come. So I need to figure out where I am at with the whole fantasy single that has come out. At this point, I've come to where I'm like kind of over it, which kind of sucks. But I'm obviously still gonna put out the song. I don't know where we're chilling, what we're looking at right now in terms of the status of the release. I gotta figure it out. Yeah, I gotta figure out what's going on with that. It's been working with some of these why does it want me to? Gonna be terrible. I don't know what my password is. First try, no freaking way, man. Yeah, I don't know what my status is gonna be on this one, man. So we'll just have to see. Nah, we're not just gonna have to see. I'm gonna get this figured out. Start the process up again, probably tomorrow, Monday, or today actually. It's Monday now. And get that going. Working on another track too now. I started live streaming actual music production stuff on Twitch, which was a little slow because of how slow I am just in general in making music. So I need to actually that's one of the reasons too. I just want to get proficient at what I'm trying to do. How many years has it been and I've kept saying the same thing, you know? That's one trap I really don't want to get into. I really don't. But I'm actually improving a lot. I feel it's those little victories that keep you going. And yeah. So anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up the podcast right here. The episode was great. It was nice and chill. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the podcast, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review on the podcast app that you're listening on. Also, it would help me out a ton if you guys could check out the YouTube channel for the pod if you haven't already. That should be in the description, or pretty easy to find on any kind of social media that we have. So go ahead and check that out, and it would mean the world if you would like and comment on the video. It helps us out a ton. I always say us. I don't know where that's coming from. I really don't know where that's coming from. I think I might be talking about collectively, me and Courtney. It helps me out a lot. Push the podcast out on the algorithm, get discovered. And it lets me know if I'm doing a good job. And also it lets me know if you guys don't enjoy it. Okay, listen, here's a moment of truth. If you don't enjoy the podcast, if something is making you tune out, let me know. Because that would be great, because then I can just stop doing whatever it is that makes people tune out. So any feedback is great. I will take it in. I will process it, implement it if necessary, you know? So that's going to be it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch it next week. Have a great week. See you later.